Okay, so with this particular mind map on vitamins, we're going to brainstorm and bring back every information that we ever remember on vitamins. So with the basic principles, vitamins are organic compounds required by the body in trace amounts to perform specific cellular functions and is needed for maintenance of um, optimum health, prevention of acute deficiency diseases, and some of them even prevent some chronic diseases too. But well, remember some vitamins are not synthesized by humans. Now let's deal with the fat soluble vitamins. They are insoluble in aqueous mediums and usually carried by plasma proteins absorbed and transported with dietary fats, and also is usually stored in the liver and also adipose tissues and not readily excreted in the urine. Excesses may lead to toxicity. So with the fat soluble vitamins, vitamin A, D, E, K, and then the water solubles, the B complexes and C. So with the fat soluble vitamins, vitamin A is retinol, and it could be converted to retinol, retinoic acid, retinol, alcohol, retinol, an aldehyde, and retinoic acid, of course, is an acid. And the sources could be from liver, kidney, egg yolk, and yellow, green vegetables like carotenes too. With the RDA for males 1000 REN, females 800, and storage of retinol. It has retinol esters in the liver where it's released and transported bound to some protein complexes and carried to cellular receptors too. And retinol has of vitamin A has several functions, and with a visual cycle component of rhodopsin for growth, appetite, central nervous system, and bone growth too, and reproduction, spermatogenesis, maintenance of a fetus, and also for normal epithelium differentiation and mucus. With deficiency and clinical uses, it could lead to night blindness, that's in deficiency, and also xerophthalmia, acne, or psoriasis, and also when you have taken enough of vitamin A, or it prevents some chronic conditions. With toxicity, that's hypervitaminosis A. It's said that it's not excreted via the renal route, so it just keeps on accumulating, and higher doses of it could lead to hepatomegaly. That is intake more than 7.5 milligrams per day, like even raising intracranial pressure, congenital malformations, dry itchy skin. That's the reason why we don't we usually don't give them to pregnant women. Like we don't add on these supplements to pregnant women. Alright, so with vitamin D, we are dealing with a group of steroids like with hormone-like action, and vitamin D, the name is calciferol. So it's from 7-dihydro cholesterol to cholecalciferol. That's the D3, and egosterol to egocalciferol, that's D2. So there's a source of vitamin D, whether fatty fish, liver, egg yolk, fortified foods, and RDA you need about 200 international units. Deficiency leads to rickets, osteomalacia, renal osteodystrophy, and hypoparathyroidism. And toxicity of vitamin D leads to anorexia, thirst, stupor, hypercalcemia, and deposition in of calcium in organs. With vitamin K, which is also part of the fat soluble vitamins. So the name is phylloquinone, and that is when it has a plant origin, K1, and with K2, that is from intestinal flora, that's mellaquinone, and the synthetic ones are menadione. And you could get vitamin K from cabbage, cauliflower, spinach, egg yolk, liver. It's synthesized by the intestinal bacteria too. Like I said, the menaquinone is a K2, and adequate levels are between 70 to 140 milligrams per day. With the physiological, actually, it plays a very great role in the activation of clotting factors 2, 7, and 9, and 10 by gamma carboxylation of glutamic acid residues of these clotting. They are proteins, of course, so they are made up of amino acids. So the glutamic acid components, there's vitamin K plays a role in gamma carboxylation of them, leading to activation of these clotting factors in whether the intrinsic or extrinsic pathway. So the process is inhibited by whether warfarin or dicumarol or enoxaparin, reverse by the rest. And deficiency of vitamin K could lead to hemorrhagic disease of the newborn, and toxicity to lead to hemolytic anemia jaundice. So you see, for some hospitals routinely give vitamin K to all newborns. Deficiency is usually in the aged, and also when patients are undergoing cephalosporin therapy, the ceftriaxone and ceftriaxone. So it actually decreases the levels of vitamin K. So supplementing it will be of great benefit. With vitamin E, that's a tocopherols. It's a group of 8 naturally occurring compounds. So alpha tocopherol is the most active, and they have antioxidant activity sources. You can get them from vegetable oils, liver, and then eggs, and its requirements is around 15 international ranges, like 10 milligrams for males and 8 milligrams for females. That's around 12 international. The proportion to intake of polyunsaturated fats also come into play. And deficiency of the tocopherols, which is vitamin E, is common in adults with effective lipid transport, and preterm infants too. And also its deficiency causes sensitivity of RBCs to as a red blood cells to free radicals, leading to hemolysis, and also protects if you have levels of it, adequate levels or normal levels of it, it prevents against chronic heart diseases by preventing LDL, low density lipoprotein oxidation, and it also delays the onset of cataracts. So with the water soluble vitamins, like I said, the B complexes and the vitamin C, they are mostly precursors of coenzymes and generally non-toxic. The only small amounts are stored, and it needs continual supply diet. And excess is just readily excreted in urine. So the B1, let's take the complexes. The B1, the active form is thymine pyrophosphate, and coenzyme in the oxidative decarboxylation of alpha keto acids, and also formation or degradation of alpha ketones by this enzyme, the transketolase. So you see, from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to ribose 5-phosphate, the enzyme that catalyzes this is the trans-ketolase, and from pyruvate to acetyl CoA is pyruvate hydrogenase, and from alpha-ketoglutarate to succinyl CoA is alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. But where do you get this particular the B1 water soluble vitamin? From pork, whole grains, especially outer layer of seeds and legumes, and this deficiency lead to low ATP, leading to impaired cellular function. Beriberi too could be causing infants, causes tachycardia, vomiting, convulsions, death, and in adults dry skin, irritability, impaired thinking. And also you can think of alcoholics, which is the Wernicke-Korsakoff's encephalopathy or syndrome. And this it's the signs and symptoms include memory loss, apathy, and nystagmus. For vitamin B2, it is riboflavin. The active form flavin mono nucleotide and flavin adenine dinucleotide, and reversibly accepts hydrogen. So that will FMNH2 or FADH2, and see, it's tightly bound to enzymes, and those ones are called the flavoenzymes. And oxidation reduction reactions usually occur with the various forms of riboflavin, like succinate to fumarate, and you could get them from milk, eggs, liver, green leafy vegetables, and it's restrained by UV light. And deficiency has to do with dermatitis, ankylosis, glossitis, and no major other disease. Or for B3, that is nicotinic acid or niacin. The active forms are NAD, nicotinic adenine dinucleotide, and NADP. And the coenzyme in oxidation production reactions is the NADH and NADPH. With the sources or refined grains, you could get them, and with cereals to milk, lean meats, liver, and with metabolism of tryptophan too. That's minor, but you could get it. And RDA is about 15 milligrams per day. And its deficiency, as for niacin or vitamin B3, leads to pellagra, which has to do with the 3Ds: dermatitis, dementia, diarrhea. And the treatment of hyperlipidemia of 1.5 grams per day, which inhibits lipolysis and lowers both the VLDL and LDL levels too. For biotin, it's a coenzyme in carboxylation reactions like acetyl-CoA to malonyl-CoA, and is bound to lysine of carboxylases. We get them from almost all foods: milk, liver, egg yolk, intestinal flora. And its deficiency is caused by avidin, glossitis, dermatitis, anorexia, nausea. For B6, we are dealing with derivatives of pyridine, and in plants, pyridoxine; in animals, pyridoxal or pyridoxamine in animals, and the active form is pyridoxal phosphate. So coenzymes it serves as coenzyme in several reactions involving amino acids, and in energy releasing from amino acids, synthesis of neurotransmitters like serotonin and noradrenaline, and in hematopoiesis to gamma aminolevulinic acid for heme synthesis. We have the vitamin B6 or pyridoxamine playing a crucial role, and a component of glycogen phosphorylase too. and as a cofactor from tryptophan to NAD. In transamination, like OA with glutamic acid to aspartate plus alpha glutarate, and also in deamination, like serine to purine and ammonia carboxylation, histidine to histamine plus carbon dioxide, and condensation reactions like lysine plus succinyl CoA to gamma amino levulinic acid. And with the source, you can get them from wheat, corn, egg yolk, liver, mussels, and its requirements is proportional to protein intake. Recommended daily allowance RDA is 1.4 to 2 milligrams per day. With the deficiency and other uses, deficiency is induced by isoniazid, which is used in the treatment of tuberculosis, and it's been hepatotoxic, and also alcoholism and oral contraceptives. Peripheral neuropathy, CNS malformations, and sideroblastic anemia could occur. With folate deficiencies, we are dealing with folate on its own is also part of these micronutrients, and its other forms, whether folacin or PGA or folic acid or pteroglutamic acid, all these function as coenzyme in DNA synthesis and also cell division. So the coenzyme form of folate is usually the tetrahydrofolate or the dihydrofolate is needed for red blood cell synthesis also, with daily recommendations like 400 micrograms per day for adults with an upper limit of 1000 micrograms per day. Or we have the 5 milligrams per day for 30 days dosage that is being given for pregnant women and other populations too. So with the recommendations, the food sources could be from green leafy vegetables, orange juice, legumes, fortified cereals, and arranged grains. And folate can prevent neural tube defects. That's why we usually give it in pregnant women. Helps in food fortification too could help. Deficiency, megaloblastic anemia could occur and can contribute to neural tube defects. And all women need about 400 micrograms per day of folic acid. Toxicity can max vitamin B12 deficiency. So spina bifida could occur if there is folate deficiency. There is spinal fluid, spinal cord, and the vertebra, like this protrusion at the lower part of the sacral region. Poor folate status during the early stages of pregnancy, even before a woman may realize she's pregnant, increases the risk of neural tube defects. Yeah, so married couples are usually, the females are usually encouraged to take it even prior to pregnancy. For vitamin B12, it's needed for normal folate function and in DNA red blood cell synthesis. It maintains the mining sheet around nerves and it serves as coenzymes that is as coenzymes is methylcobalamin and deoxyadenosyl-cobalamin, and the food you can get them from meats, liver, milk, eggs, and its deficiency leads to pernicious anemia and megaloblastic anemia with nerve damage. Vitamin C, its function as an antioxidant is needed for collagen synthesis, needed to make hormones, bile acids, serotonin, DNA molecules, and immunity too. And in food sources, because fruits and also strawberries, citrus fruits like citrus, strawberries, kiwi, and vegetables like broccoli, tomatoes, and also potatoes. And it is recommended to prevent scurvy. recommended daily allowance or daily dose about 90 milligrams per day for men and 75 milligrams per day for women. The smokers, you add on about 735 milligrams per day. That is to prevent KV. In pregnancy, about 80 milligrams, and in lactation, 120 milligrams. But then the tolerable upper limit is about 2 grams per day. So you can give even 1 gram morning, 1 gram evening, or 1 gram daily for 30 days. This deficiency, like I said, could lead to scurvy, where the gum bleeds, there are even hemorrhages, inadequate collagen synthesis, and muscle degeneration with rough skin could all be managed or treated if you have enough of vitamin C. And its toxicity leads to nausea, abdominal cramps, and even diarrhea too. Alright, so that's something brief about vitamins. We continue later.